Hello everyone. Today we'll be discussing how to differentiate between a news report, a formal report, and a news story. As an A-level student, it is important for you to understand the differences in language, audience, and purpose between these different text types because your past papers address the same text types. When you know the key conventions, you can perform better in exams. So let's dive in. Before I'm showing you an example from the past paper, let me discuss with you what does a news report look like. A news report is a factual account of an event or a situation. It means it is based on facts, and it is written in a concise and objective manner. The language used in a news report is straightforward, and the purpose is to inform the readers of what happened in an unbiased way. And when we talk about the audience of a news report can be anyone who is interested in the topic or the event. And it is often written with a headline and a lead paragraph. In my June 2021 past paper, a news report was given. You can read the question here. You are a journalist at the Olympic 100 meters final, which Usain Bolt describes in the extract. Write your report of the race for the sports section of your newspaper. Use 150 to 200 words. This is a sample response for you. You can follow the same format in exams for this text type. You start a news report with the headline. In this case, Jamaican runner wins the 100 meters gold medal. Usain Bolt dethrones Asafa Powell. This is the information taken from the given text that was given to you in exams. So you start the first paragraph with the main character as Usain Bolt wins his very first Olympic gold medal in record-breaking time. And the second paragraph, you're telling more about the champion, more about the person who was running, who has won the race. With a name such as Bolt, this young man means you're talking more about Bolt now. In the next paragraph, you're telling your audience that who else was there with Bolt in the race. So before the race, the expected winner was to be Asafa Powell from Jamaica. Surprisingly means you are telling the audience as what was happening during the race. The last paragraph, from the very first second of the race, Usain Bolt took an immediate lead and showed the world what. Means you are breaking one news here. So you are not talking about other stuff here. It means from top to bottom, you are breaking the same news. Let's talk about a news story and how it is different from a news report. A news story is a narrative account of any event or a situation, and it is written in a more engaging and creative manner. The language used in the news story is more descriptive. The audience here is a general one, and the purpose is to tell a compelling story to your audience, and it is often written in a magazine style. In my June 2021 past paper, and that was paper 2, that was a writing paper, you were given a question on news story. So let me read it for you. A famous person came to your school recently to give a talk about their career in life. Your head teacher has asked you to write a news story describing the event. See, that's why your news story, the language you're using in your news story is a descriptive one, which will be published in your school magazine. So write the text for the news story using no more than 400 words. In your writing, focus on the atmosphere of the event and the impact that the talk has had on the students. There are two things they're asking from you. Means one is focus on the atmosphere, what was happening at that moment, and the impact. It means what happened afterwards. What was the influence of that talk on the students. Here is a sample response for you. You can start your news story with a little introduction like this. A little over a week ago, but what feels like just yesterday, our very own hall was graced with the presence of world renowned. It's better if you name a real famous person here, which makes the news story seem authentic. And then you say who gave an inspiring talk about what, means about his or her life or career. In this way, you can begin the news story successfully, giving the most important details of the event. In the second paragraph, you are narrating that event, means what the person was saying when he was in front of you. The hall was dead silent with the exception of the person's name here And you can add direct quotes here. Means it started as a hobby for me. Whatever the person was saying at that moment, you can have the direct quotes here. So becoming who I am today, he or she said as each and every student in the audience listened attentively and drank up each word like sponges absorbing water. See, that's why the language used in the news story is more descriptive. In the next paragraph, you can add some of the achievements of that person, like he or she then went on to tell us about migrating to the USA. It is suggested that you keep some famous personality in your mind, so it will be easier for you when you are when you're writing about the achievements of that real personality. Then the next paragraph, now a week has passed. This is the second part of your question, which was the impact. First was an atmosphere that you were creating of that event, and now the impact of that talk on you. Now a week has passed. The drama club has begun preparations for the annual school production. Similarly, some students have decided to start a cultural appreciation club. It means what the person said in front of you, what impact or influence, how it influenced you, what you have started after that talk as students. And the last paragraph, our school will never be the same after getting the chance to be inspired by such an icon who had once been a regular student like ourselves. Here, the most important point here, that is, if you are thinking about any famous personality, try to portray him as an alumnus or the alumna of your school. Means he has been a previous student. He has been to that very school in the past. Let's talk about the formal report here. Formal report is a structured document, and that provides an information and recommendations of a particular topic. So recommendation is one of the most important features of a formal report. And the purpose is to provide a detailed analysis of a particular problem or an issue. And the audience for your formal report is typically a group of professionals, right? So when the language for a group of professionals you are using, it will be technical and specific. So here is an example from your past papers, that is November or October-November 2022. You were given a formal report like this. Let me read the question for you. Imagine you work for the Health and Safety Department of the ISBT. You write a report, it means a formal report, making recommendations about how to improve the bus terminal. So always remember that formal reports are always written when there is some problem or when there is an issue. So you are writing your recommendation after observing all the things in detail. You can start your formal report by giving an introduction of ISBT. ISBT stands for that Interstate Bus Terminal, and you write down some of the issues or the problems that you have observed, and now you feel that they must be addressed. So you give your report, present some recommendations on how to improve health and safety at the ISBT bus terminal. So this is how you are giving recommendations, and one of your recommendations could be the sanitation, or another could be a security. Means anything you can write down in the form of recommendations, but it should be based on the text that is given to you in that paper.